Take two, action! Glad to have you here. Hello, hello. Welcome again, or welcome first time to My Planet, My Life channel. Thank you for stepping by. This is Joanna and talking to you from a local park. So, this is exactly take two. I already recorded a video here a couple of hours ago, and I just started editing to find out that there is some really strange noise in the first half of the video, so I decided, okay, gotta redo this part. Check this out, so strange. It sounds like wind, but there was no wind whatsoever. Isn't that weird? So weird. But anyways, yesterday I watched this documentary called Earthing, or grounding in the other words, and it's about this practice where you come in direct contact with the surface of the earth through either barefoot walking. You just walk, right, on the soil, on grass or whatever, without shoes, or you just lie down in some natural environment, put your hands down, and you literally touch the ground, the soil, the grass. And so what I learned from that film is that the earth, I have awesome soundtrack. So what I learned from the documentary is that Earth is electrically loaded, charged, right? And so if you have direct contact with the surface of the Earth, the electrons enter, I guess we can say that, your body, and that has a tremendous positive effects on your health, well-being, and it was really, really interesting. So, without thinking much, I was feeling pretty bad whole day because of my period. It's every month, it's a struggle. And so after watching, I just went outdoors. There is a tiny patch of green in front of my house, and I just sat there, my feet down, and after 40 minutes of sitting there, my cramps, poof, gone. I actually wished I watched it in the morning. So I have no idea if it was a coincidence or not. I don't really care. It felt really nice. First of all, because I was staying whole day at home, and it was just good to be outdoors in fresh air for a while, and it was nice to actually feel, like really feel something under my feet. Occasional ant passing by. Initially I was getting this reaction, kind of moving my foot away, but as I continued sitting there, I just thought, like, why do I even do that? Like, the ant doesn't do anything to me, right? It just passes by, trespassing. So I stopped doing that. So that was really, really interesting, in the sense that I think that we have many reactions of this kind where there is really no need to have them. And yeah, and I just felt so good after that. Also, I did something quite crazy today, and that will come in the original video. Yay, birdies! I hope you can hear them. They're like, ah, ah. My husband says they sound like, from prehistoric era. Not really chirping, right? But so I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. This is kind of weird, but that's, I guess, good we can edit stuff, right? So I wanted to keep the rest of it original, so I don't repeat it, and thus don't, oh my gosh, and thus I don't sound as authentic as I was when I was first talking about the experience from today. So I hope you enjoyed, and moving on to the original one. Ah, amazing. I love rain, especially spring or even more summer rain, because it's so warm and so pleasant to be out. And so while I had the camera set and was doing these recordings I mentioned earlier, I just walked around barefoot, and it felt so good. Um, it was very meditative, and it just made me think about my childhood, how I think many of us have those experiences of walking barefoot everywhere when we are small. And at some point, right, we are expected to put shoes on. I never really felt about it as something necessarily negative. So in the documentary, they say that when synthetic rubber was invented in the States, possibly in like 60s or so, then it got applied to footwear, and basically almost everything now has a rubber sole. So that means, rubber is not conductive, so we're totally disconnected from the benefits of grounding. So I was walking here around, and I had these memories from my childhood when we were living in my grandparents' house, and so often I would walk out from the house into the garden in the summer barefoot, because like, why do you need shoes or sandals when you are at your own space? Like, there is no danger of hurting yourself whatsoever. So, feeling warm pavement under my feet or the grass. I would sit outside a lot and read books. Or there was this entire pathway my grandpa made. By the way, he was a doctor and he built my grandparents' house. It's mind-boggling still after so many years to me when I think about it. So he made those pathways around the garden and to the house with concrete, and he used those pebbles, that's probably bigger than a pebble, stones, and they were sticking out. They were not like lined in a flat surface. So walking on those barefoot was like the best massage ever. I think I'm getting eaten. My feet are getting eaten by mosquitoes. Before I was walking around, so it wasn't so bad, but now I'm sitting, so I'm an easy target. Anyways, so I was walking around here, enjoying the feeling itself of feeling the ground, and there is this kind of, not really a sand, but like a little bit of a grainy surface, which was very pleasant to walk on. And it brought all these memories to me. I used to like to go to the beach, not in the summer because it's way too crowded, but like springtime, fall time, and just walk and walk and walk for hours along the beach. I love the sound of the sea, the waves crashing on the shore, and the sand, the feeling you get. So I don't know, there were people passing by. If they noticed me, they probably thought I'm some weirdo walking in circles barefoot in the rain, but who cares? It was really awesome. I could also, really see more of the environment here, like stop by the trees and watch the water trickle down, look at the ground, ants passing by and things like that. Really wonderful experience, unexpectedly. It felt great. It really felt great. There was one spot when I stepped and I felt my heel kind of sink in this like muddy sort of surface, because it got so soaked in the rain, in the water. and it felt so nice, like almost like silk wrapping itself around. So I just stayed there and played in that mud with my feet. And you know, like, when do we get to do that, really? When we're small children, right? Until we get scolded by our parents, usually. Uh, so yeah, I feel really refreshed. It was really cool, and I'm definitely doing this again. After this documentary yesterday, um, I decided I'm going to make grounding or earthing a part of my morning routine. So either I'll come to this park, which is just I mean, to be honest, I don't think it deserves the name of a park because it's just this tiny open space um, with bare ground and like trees and bushes all around. Typical stuff in cities in Japan. So not really what I would call a park, but the most nature, the closest to nature space you can find where I am. So I'll just come here, or I'll just grab bicycle sometimes, maybe if I get up earlier than usual, and go to like big park to maybe sit on the grass, because here there is like nah. Let me show you how it looks like. So once again, awesome experience. I really encourage you to try this, even just out of curiosity, regardless of whether you believe in this thing or not. Whether you think there are some health benefits or not, it really doesn't matter. Just try and just feel the earth. I think even just that, if there was no this, electricity thing whatsoever, it feels good, just like we did when we were small. And if you couple that with having no devices on you, no music, no phone, no nothing, just go for a walk and focus on what you feel with your feet and be present. Truly look at what you are seeing around you. It's grounding, even within yourself. So I really recommend you try. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the park, and I'll see you again. I survived. I wasn't eaten by mosquitoes. Yay! Okay, so this is what they call a park, and we can find them like all over Tokyo. The funny things about those is that they're like don't play, I call them don't play, don't run, don't do anything parks. And this is, see, it's just dirt, and here's my foot with 2 mosquito bites. Yay! It feels good. Now, where's my mud stuff? There are my sandals waiting, and here, look at this. It really made me feel like a child. I love it. That's so cool. Conveniently, there is a water fountain, so I can actually wash my feet before putting my sandals on. So that was it. Hello from Happy Feet, and I'll see you again. Please subscribe if you wanna get notification for all the goodies that are coming to this channel, and I'll see you again. See you.